Hello and welcome to the 100% Racing Championship in the Formula Racing League. I'm Tom Cairns giving you coverage for tonight's event. We are in Bahrain for round one of the championship and we're going to go straight into the race because qualifying had been done last night. So here's a rundown on exactly what happened during that. So in Q1, the shock title favourite, the reigning champion Dixon, crashed, as did Ginge, who also crashed out. Then it's Vamu, who went fastest out of the 10 people who went through. In Q2, Vamu chose for the softs, the rest on the mediums. Some people had good pace on the mediums, and only 10 went through into Q3. And in Q3, Vamu went fastest and took pole. Lepi crashed his car, and he's also pretty fast. We saw it. Wild Dog saw it close in the midfield, P5 and P6. Within a tenth of each other, over Liverpool Fun, who got a very good P4, and Wild Dog ended up in P5, with another title contender, Big Balls Bells, on the front row next to Vamu. We've got more drivers also joining who didn't take part in qualifying, but will compete in the race. We've got 18 drivers on the grid, so we run down on who is starting where. In fact, we'll look at that when the formation lap does begin. Now, just to let you know of the calendar for this season, we've got 10 rounds for Season 2 of the 100% League. We start in Bahrain tonight, and then it's Brazil next week, Austria on the 28th, and it's Baku in Azerbaijan on the 4th of September, followed by Silverstone, Spa in Australia on the last weekend of September, Barcelona in Spain on the 2nd of October, and then the penultimate round and the final rounds will be contested on the DLC tracks. Now, whether they will be either Imola, Portimao or Jeddah remains to be seen, but the first of those will be on the 9th, the last will be on the 16th to conclude the season. So we've got 10 rounds, which is one more than we had in Season 1 on the F1 2020 game cycle. So I'm just going to have a look, also have a rundown on who is driving where. We'll do that whilst the formation lap is happening. We'll run down the full-time drivers as the formation lap is about to begin now. So Vamu and Big Balls Bells line up on the front row with Sniper Scrace and Liverpool Fan on the second row. Then we've got Wild Dog and Paige Baguette on row 3. Then it's Sika Subu on... So Wild Dog and Paige Baguette on row 3. Sika Subu and Mage are on row 4, followed by Gameful Odds and Lepi rounding out your top 10. Then we've got Ginge and Rosie on row 6, followed by Max and Eckhart on the 7th row. Terades and Fragile Tunnel on row 8. Leclerc and Quick Killer round off the grid. So in terms of who is in the lineups, the full-time drivers, we've got Max and Gameful Odds at AlphaTauri, Hayden and Sika Subu at Red Bull, Eckhart and Terades are at Williams. Aston Martin have Rune, who is not racing tonight, but Mazed is. Haas have Dixon and Rotty Boy, who is not involved this evening. At Mercedes, Statistic King is there. Pud 420 Herd is not around tonight, but he is his teammate full-time. At Ferrari, got Vamu and Lord G33. Then it's Alpine with Melios, who's not involved in tonight. McLaren have Big Balls Bells and Paige Baguette, and Alfa Romeo have Ginge and Wild Dog. So the top 10, all of them starting on the mediums, except the pole sitter, that is Vamu. So he'll be making an earlier stop, unless we do get a safety car that could well change the complexion of the race. Now, last season we had 3 different race winners. Dixon, who was champion, was one of them. He won 4. Big Balls Bells won 3, 2 of which came in the final 2 rounds of the championship at Silverstone and the Red Bull Ring. And the other race winner, I should say, nearly getting muddled up on my words there. That driver will have been Orange and Gamma, who is not competing this season. But Vamu is coming round to the end of the formation lap. And sooner rather than later we'll get underway for the start of this one. Just to run down who else is also starting the mediums. We've got Max, Eckhart, Terades, Leclerc and Quick Killer. Ginge, Rosie and Fragile Tunnel are all starting on the soft compound. So 57 laps lie ahead of the 18 drivers who will start off the season in the best way possible. Can Vamu take the fight to the likes of Big Balls Bells, Snaper's Grace, Liverpool Fan, and of course Dixon? Watch out for him as he comes through the field. He may not even be involved tonight, actually. I don't think he actually is. So that's the reigning champion missing the opening round of tonight, which means he'll have a lot of catching up to do in the rounds that follow. Here we go then. 5 red lights, come on. When they go out, the 100% Racing Championship in the Formula Racing League will begin. It's lights out and away we go. Vamu gets off the line fine. Big Boss Bells doing a fine job to keep hold of second place ahead of the Alpine of Sniper's Grace. Waldo has got ahead of Liverpool Fan as they go into turn 1 for the first time. And look at the Alpine of Rosie, who got up from 12th on the grid up into P4 briefly. I think she may have damage actually, hence why she's dropped back. I think she may have cut the corner. Someone else has dropped out. Oh, that's Fragile Tunnel. Fragile Tunnel is out of the race seemingly. We've got Williams going to the back of the field to race, that is. So he's already got a lot of ground to make up. But Vamu's in the lead with Big Balls Bells second, Wildog up to third. It's Sniper's Grace, Ginge, Liverpool Fan, Seeker Subu, Page, Leclerc and Max, your top 10 so far. I'm just looking to see. I think Fragile Tunnel, I think his car is controlled by the AI, unless he's controlling that now. He's controlling it now actually. I thought he had retired for a moment, but thankfully not. Page going wide on the exit turn there, turn 10 I should say, and loses crucial ground. So he's just leaving himself with a huge amount to do. And Muffy going wide over the curbs at turn 11. You won't want to be doing that too often. Oh, and we've got a Rebel pointing the wrong way. Sigasubu. Sigasubu pointing the wrong way. Luckily he's kept his car out of the barrier, but he's going to fall to the back of the field. So Vamu ends the first lap in first position. We've got Big Boss Bell second. The leaderboard has glitched itself, so we're just waiting for that to update itself properly. And Jin's going to the inside of Sniper's Grace. What should be fourth position. We just wait for the leaderboard to update itself. You can also see a move there from Maze as he goes past the Red Bull of Fragile Tunnel. Once they all go through the first sector, we'll find out who is actually leading. We have a glitch as well on the lap counter. Someone's gone for a spin at turn 3. Is that Leclerc? It is. He's gone round points in the wrong way. He's got to be careful not to take out any of the drivers as he rejoins. He's okay so far. We're right on board with Sniper's Grace, who is in 6th position. And Vamu's lead 1.5 seconds already on Big Balls Bells. Pulling out a comfortable margin. Rosie gets past Quick Killer to put her Alpine up into 8th place. Vamu coming down as Big Balls Bells follows. Then we've got Ginge and Wild Dog next up. Liverpool Fan next behind. The DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. And someone's gone for a spin in sets of 3. Oh! One of the Red Bulls is in the wall. That's Sikasubu. Second time he's gone off there. Hits the barrier this time, but luckily he was able to continue. I was going to say Leclerc also spun. He kept his car out of the wall. And now Therese has also gone off. So Therese has gone for another spin in the Williams. Now that debris left there, I wonder if that may trigger a virtual safety car. It hasn't been deployed yet, so Vamu continues on his way in the lead. Big Balls Bell second, and it's the 2 Alfa Romeos of Ginge and Wild Dog are in 3rd and 4th places. Seeker Subus picks up the first penalty of the race. That is for speeding in the pit lane. So Game Vlogs making a move on the Williams of Eckert to go up to 13th position. So no problem there. There is Page doing a fine job so far in 11th in the McLaren. And Sniper's Grace has gone past Wild Dog, who's made a mistake somewhere because he was in 4th position a moment ago. And Liverpool Fan and Grace have got past him. Right on board with Big Balls Bells, who's in 2nd position. Doesn't need to do too much too soon. It's a long race, 57 laps. And someone's gone for a spin in sector 2. That's gainful odds this time. Or whether he's picked up damage and all that. It's difficult to tell whether he's picked up side pod damage or floor damage and all that, because that is a new thing on the F1 2021 game cycle. You can see Leffy making a move on Quick Alert. He's attempting to put his Ferrari up a position here. And able to use DRS on the back straight, exiting turn 3. But it's Quick Killer who has the luxury of the DRS. Leppy gets a better exit though, and puts his Ferrari up into 9th position. So Vamu leads, Big Bold Bells is in 2nd. James maintaining 3rd place so far. He's made up brilliant ground actually, started 11th on the grid. He's got himself up into 3rd place. I was just going to say, the only driver who started on the soft compound in the top 10 was Vamu on pole position. Ginge has come up from 11th to 3rd. So he's had a cracker of a race so far. Could get even better for him later on. Wild Dog closing back in on Sniper's Grace. Won't want to be running too far wide like that. I'd imagine you've got a warning for it. It's 3 warnings before you get a penalty. And it's a track limit penalty that you contend with for the rest of the race. You don't actually take it at your next pit stop. Fragile Tunnel looking to make a move on Page, who's just lost a position to Eckert and Mazed. And looks like Fragile Tunnel is the next driver to send her down the order. So Fragile Tunnel gets ahead and goes up to 13th. We go to the battle for 4th place because Liverpool fan is under threat now from the Alpine of Sniper's Grace. The Alpine goes to the outside. Liverpool fan covers his line and fends off the position very well. So the Mercedes stays ahead as Wild Dog, Max and Rosie close in. Rosie all over the back of the AlphaTauri. Does she go into the inside into turn 8? She does. Will she have the better drive on the exit? The answer is no. So Rosie will have to wait behind a little bit longer before she can make her move. She uses her DRS. Is this enough to put her ahead and up into 7th? The answer is no. She stays to the outside of the AlphaTauri. She can't quite get through there. These two are going to be closing on these guys because Liverpool fan is holding up this queue of cars. Is already nearly 5 seconds off Ginge in 3rd, so Liverpool fan is the obstacle in everyone's way of making it into the top 3. Rosie gets in front of Max now. She's gone up into 7th and has the DRS that she can use to defend, which will come in handy for her. Into turn 1 the drivers come. We'll go to the battle for 4th place again because Sniper's Race I think got the better drive coming off turn 3. DRS open. To the outside he goes. He is closer than he was last time, but Liverpool fan has it covered once more. This is great driving from Bruce, who's in the Mercedes seat. And someone's gone for a spin in sector 2. Oh, it's Ginge! Ginge has gone round in the Alfa Romeo and he's broken his front wing on the right-hand side. That'll be him going into the pit lane for sure, because he's going to suffer horrible understeer in the remainder of the lap. Who else has gone off? Mage has gone round. So Mage, we nearly took out Page there. Goes across the gravel, but will rejoin safely. As to watch the AlphaTauri and the Williams go past. So Mage rejoins in 17th. Vamu has no problems at the moment. He'll want to decide when to pit in. He won't want to be pitted in yet. We are expecting pit stops for the soft compound runners to begin around lap 12 or 13. Sniper's Race up to 4th place then because of Ginger's spin. It's going to go to the outside. Ginge is into the pit lane for a new front wing as Sniper Disgrace goes to the outside and he finally gets through. And someone's gone for a spin. That'll be the Williams of Terrades. Has he picked up damage? Yes, he has on the left-hand side of his front wing. That'll be him going into the pits very shortly. Liverpool Fun getting back ahead of Sniper Disgrace to go side by side through turns 5 and 6. A little bit of wheel banging, but nothing too much, and Liverpool Fan gets back through again. It's Rosie up to fit. Oh, and Wild Dog goes for a spin, so another Alfa Romeo goes for a spin at that same corner. He kept it out of the barriers though. He rejoins in 9th behind Quick Killer. He was fighting with the AlphaTauri of Max, and the Ferrari of Leppy was Wild Dog, but caught the curve on the inside of turn 7 and spun round. So Terrades into the pits for a new front wing. And we rejoin in 18th. So Vamu completes lap 7. Big Boss Bells is nearly 6 seconds adrift of the Ferrari. There's Rosie, who is up to 5th place. She's had a brilliant start to the race so far. Max is in 6th position. And then Leppy next up. Quick Killer, keeping his car out of trouble so far, is in 8th. And Ginger's gone into a set of hard tyres, so he'll be going on a longer second stint. We are expecting the hard tyres to complete nearly a full race distance, so it could well be that Ginger's going to be on the hard tyres either until the end of the race or until we get a safety car. So Vamu extending his margin over Big Boss Bells up to 6.2 seconds by sector 2. And as Zika Zubu's gone round again in the Red Bull, has continued. And Max gets a time penalty for track limits. So that'll be him being added 3 seconds to his race time. Now he's got DRS behind Rosie, who does not have that. So he's got an opportunity to close in now on the Alpine. And someone's off in sector 2, it's Zika Zubu again. Wild Dog in the pits from 11th place. That's early for a pit stop, unless he's got damage to his front wing. Decides to go onto a set of mediums. And someone's gone off in sector 3. It's Mazed again. Yeah, he must have caught the curves on the outside. Oh, someone's had a moment. The Liverpool Fan has had a spin at turn 7. So from 3rd place, Liverpool Fan's dropped down the order, and Zika Subu is out. Zika Subu has crashed out on the exit of turn 12, and we've got our first safety car of the race. So that's good news for those who are at the back of the field, but Zika Subu's race has ended in the barrier. He already had 2 spins on this lap, and he's had a 3rd one, and this time it's for good. His race is over, and he will not be scoring any points tonight. As far as I am aware with the point system, I believe it's the same as last season, although someone may want to fill me in on that. 40 points it was for a race winner, 32 per second. Vamu comes into the pits to change his tyres. Big Boss Bell's doing the same. Sniper Disgrace decides to stay out, and I think this is going to play into Vamu's hands nicely actually. He's coming out of the pits now. Sniper Disgrace coming into turn 1, but it's Vamu who stays in the lead. That's a great pit work there from the Ferrari. So Vamu's got a better chance of winning this race now. Now he's got track position. So those, who else has come into the pits then? So Max has been in, Lepia has, Rosie, Fragile, has done the same. Paige decides to stay out on her mediums. Wild Dog now has a penalty of his own. He's got 3 seconds worth. Gainful Odds has received a drive-through penalty for exceeding the delta under the safety car, so he'll have to take that after the safety car has gone back in. So Therese is on the soft compounds, decides to stay out at least another lap. So Vermo leads with Sniper Scrace in second, yet to pit of course. Quick Killer is third. Ooh, he nearly ran into the back of the Alpine. So he had to jam on the brakes there. You won't want to be doing too much of that. And Eckhout has gone... Well, Leclerc briefly got past Eckhout there, but he had to let him back through. Confusion reigns. I mean, I thought Leclerc got past him under the safety car, but we'll see what the stewards say afterwards. Leppy is in 9th, Rosie 10th, Paige is in 11th place. Getting forward is 12 Ginge, 13 Wild Dog is in 14th, ahead of Mage, Fragile. Therese hasn't caught up to the Crocodile yet. They will do shortly. Now will he decide to pit in at the end of this lap and maybe get another set of tyres on? The answer is no. He decides to stay out for one more lap at least anyway. So who does this play into the hands to? Most certainly Vamu and Big Boss Bells. Although it'd be interesting to see how far Sniper Scrace and Quick Killer take their tyres before they choose to pit in. I think the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. The lights are still on, so we'll just wait for a confirmation by the time they get into sector 2, and then we'll know for certain whether it will go on for another lap or be coming in to the pits and we'll go racing again. Mateo saying, "Hey Tom, Milio's here." Tor for the win. I think it means Therese, that is. He's down in 17th place. So on lap 11 then, safety car's lights are off. So Vamu will go when he's ready to do so. He's not really backed the field up. He's not really allowed the safety cars to pull clear. He can go now if he wants to though. And he has gone now. We're underway again in Sakia on the restart. So Vamu leads with Sniper Scrace and Quick Killer fighting over second place. Watch out for Big Boss Bells though. Is he going to make a dive bomb into turn 1? Not quite through there. Liverpool fan also behind in 5th position. We've got Eckhout and Leclerc going side by side into turns 2 and 3. They haven't stopped those two yet. And Big Boss Bells has got in front of Quick Killer to go up into 3rd position. Now he wants to get in front of Sniper Scrace as soon as he can. And then close back in on race leader Vamu, of which he was fighting with before the safety car came out. There's no drama really on the restart. It's been clean driving from the driver's lot, and Sniper Grace has been penalised for track limits. 3 seconds it'll be. That'll be added to his time at the end of the race. No DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart. And Moldov getting in front of Ginge to go up into 13th. He's on the mediums in comparison to his teammate who is on the hards. Now Big Boss Bells will be looking to get a really nice exit. You see Sniper Grace has already used his deployment for this lap of ERS, so that's going to give Big Boss Bells the run on the start finish straight to move ahead of the Alpine. And Big Boss Bells moves back into 2nd place. No problem there. We can see one of the Alpha Tauris coming into the pits. It's gained bloods to serve his drive-through penalty. So he's got a lot of ground to make up to score any points today. Leppy gets in front of Eckhout to go up to 8th. Rosie's in 10th place as well. .8 seconds the gap now between Vamu and Big Boss Bells. See Wildov move in front of Ginge. So Vamu out in front. Big Boss Bells is in 2nd place. Vamu going for his first victory in the 100% Racing Championship. You've seen Liverpool Van getting through on Sniper Grace to go up into 3rd place, so he's recovering well, is Liverpool Van, after that spin that he had before the safety car period. You can see Leclerc now trying to get through on Quick Killer to put his Haas up into 5th place. Entering turns 14 and 15. Didn't get the best of drives coming off the last corner. That's going to allow Max an opportunity to get alongside. Wild Dog gets penalised for track limits. That's his 2nd one of the race so far, taking his total to 6. We see Quick Killer getting back on the inside of Sniper Grace. The two make contact there, and I think that's going to allow Leclerc through, is it? DRS has also been enabled. Leclerc gets through on the Aston Martin. Max trying to do the same as well. Didn't get the best of exits out of turn 4. At least he's kept his car pointed in the right direction. So can Max get in front of the Aston Martin on this lap? So Leclerc gets past Sniper Grace. Or so he thought, because the Alpine is still there, but Leclerc's done it. So Leclerc up into 4th position now. He's had a good restart so far. How far can he take his medium tyres? Well, Fan is next up. We've just seen Quick Killer thinking about a move on the Alpine of Sniper Grace. Big Boss Bells with a new fastest lap, 1 minute 30.3. Now you can see Max, Sniper Grace looking to get in front here of Leclerc again, because Leclerc hasn't got the DRS, because there's no one in front of him at the moment except Liverpool Fan, who is 1.5 seconds in front. Now Sniper Grace will be looking to get ahead of the pass this time into turn 4, not quite doing it there. So the gap between Vermouth and Big Boss Bells has come down to 1.2 seconds. It's pretty much between these two in the fight for the race win. Max has got in front of Sniper Grace now to put his AlphaTauri up to 5th place. Leclerc closing in on Liverpool Fan, who is struggling on his old mediums right now. Definitely not keeping up with the likes of Vamu and Big Boss Bells ahead. Max getting a better exit out of turn 13. It's going in front of Leclerc. Although Leclerc's still ahead. It's been a glitch in itself, but Max should get alongside here. And he's through and up to 4th position. Leppy doing the same on Quick Killer. Goes up to 7th place. Leclerc's left the session, but hopefully he'll be able to return sooner rather than later. So Max is in 4th position now, Sniper Sprays 5th, Leppy 6th. And Max is on the sauce, Liverpool fan on the mediums. Rear wing open on the AlphaTauri on the back straight. Down the back straight they go. Both of which are running out of their ERS by this point. They need to start harvesting energy. So Max into the slipstream with DRS, and this should be an easy enough job for him to get done here. New fastest up of the race from him. Goes to the inside of Liverpool fan into turn 1. And that is him up into 3rd place. So Liverpool fan lets him go. Max is very much on a mission. Rosie moving ahead of Eckhots to go up to 8th. Two Alfa Romeos going head to head there. Wild Dog getting ahead of Ginge to go up to 11th. Mazed also having a go at Fragile Tunnel. He's also through. If you have joined us on the stream, we do welcome you. Do feel free to get involved in the live chat. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel of Tom Cairns Official. Gainful Odds has gone off at turn 3, but has continued on his way. And do feel free to follow me on social media as well. You can find all the social media links on the channel itself, including my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and others. So Sniper Scrace closing in on Leppy, who has got in front of him actually to go up into 5th. So Leppy making his move. He is on the fresher tyres, so he should dispose of the Liverpool fan very, very soon. Although he won't be close enough to have a go in it just yet. He's not within DRS range anyway. We're approaching the 3rd wave mark of this race. Just the one retirement so far. Sikazubu crashed his Rebel out at turn 12, which brought out the safety car. Vermo took advantage of the opportunity to get rid of those soft compound tyres to put on the mediums, and he's pretty much holding track position at the moment ahead of Big Bells Bells, who's gone in for his 3rd consecutive victory in the 100% Racing Championship, carrying over from the back end of last season. Likely that both Famu and Big Boss Bells will be pitting again before this race is over. The question is when? And what compound will both of them will be on? Now Luffy Approaching Liverpool fan with the DRS. We go down the start from straight once again. Approaching turn 1, Leppy slams on the brakes. Gets through turns 1 and 2 and 3, no problem. Soon to close in on Liverpool fan, who is currently harvesting energy at the moment. He may just let the Ferrari go past to the inside at turn 4, and Leppy completes a very nice manoeuvre there. He puts his Ferrari up to 4th place ahead of the Mercedes. Now Leppy saved his ERS very, very well here, so... And with Max on 8-lap old softs. Oh, Liverpool's hands in the barrier! He's hit the wall, but he's carried on his way. But that'll be him back into the pits for a new nose. So after just letting Leppy go by, I wonder if Liverpool fans also got floor damage after that. We'll have a look at his side pod. Well, the right hand side seems okay. It's the left side, I think, that could well be needing a look at. The left side, I think, looks okay. I think it's just front wing damage for Liverpool fan. That allows Sniper Grace and Rosie up into 5th and 6th positions. The field is pretty much spread out now and pretty much calmed down because the battles are there. We've got Eckhart fighting it out with Quick Killer for 7th place, and he goes through. So Eckhart doing a fine drive so far. Liverpool fan enters the pits for a new front wing. He's going on to another set of medium tyres. It's likely he will be pitting again before this race is over. It's 2 seconds is the margin between Vamu and Big Boss Bell, so Vamu was able to respond and maintain the gap. Max in 3rd place, is 3.1 seconds clear of 4th place Leppy. Rosie all over the back of her teammate Sniper's Grace. Going round the outside into turn 12, and what a move from Rosie. So Rosie gets through past her teammate and up into 5th place. That's a very clean manoeuvre there. Having said that, she is on medium tyres that are 10 laps fresher than Sniper's Grace. But nevertheless, that was a cracking manoeuvre around the outside. And now Quick Killer looking to get back ahead of Eckhart, so Sniper's Grace does come into the pits for his first stop of the race. Done 20 laps on those mediums. Another set of mediums go on, so he will be pitting again before the race is over. Eckhart gets penalised for track limits. Who's going toe-to-toe at the moment with Quick Killer. Side by side they go. There's another Williams in the mix, so that's Terades. Gets on the inside of the pair of them, but he only gets in front of his teammate, who is still going side by side with him. Terades, I think, sensibly let him go through there because he's on old softs now that are almost falling off the cliff by this point. Sniper's Grace rejoining in 14th place behind Page, who hasn't pitted in this race yet. So this should be an easy enough manoeuvre for Sniper's Grace to get through. He doesn't do it into turn 8. He may be able to do it through 9, 10 or even 11 as they go through. Bit of oversteer there for Sniper's Grace, but gets the rear wing open now. Goes to the inside of the McLaren. And no problem through there. So Sniper's Grace up into 13th position. Wild Dog is in 9th behind Terades. He's on better tyres at this point now than the Williams, who goes into the pits for another change of tyres. As we watch Quick Killer lose out to Eckhart in the fight over 6th. So Eckhart is through once again. I'm not sure if Quick Killer will respond to that. So Terades will rejoin behind the McLaren of Page in 14th place. Liverpool fan posting a new faster start, 1 minute 30.1. He's currently in 15th place. He's got about 10 seconds to make up on Terades ahead of him, who's just put the soft compound on. I think Terades has only been on the soft compound since the race started, so he'll need to pit in again before the race is over, which he will do anyway. So Vamu has had his gap decimated by Big Boss Bells. It's now down to 1.2 seconds. Completing lap 22. 35 laps to go. Max behind is another 6 seconds adrift. Doing a cracking job so far. He has got that time penalty hanging over him. And someone's gone for a spin. It's one of the Aston Martins. Is that Quick Killer who's gone round? No, it's not. It's Maze who's had a spin, but has continued. Wild Dog going toe-to-toe with Quick Killer. He gets his Alfa Romeo through and up to 7th. Ginge looking to make up for lost time. He's on the hard compounds. Here's the gap. To be honest, you don't even need me to tell you what the gap is. You can tell in your picture. Vamu still managing a 1.2 second gap over Big Boss Bells. And Terades right behind the Red Bull of Fragile over 12th position. And does Terades get through on this occasion? He does. Someone's gone for a spin, and it's Rosie. So Rosie at turn 12 has gone for a spin, and she's fallen down to what is now 9th position. Nearly losing on the exit of 13 as well, so she's lost a heap of time. That ruins her chances of a podium later on. She doesn't have a time penalty to her name, but she won't want to be making any more mistakes like that. Ginge getting up to 7th now, going past Quick Killer. So both Alfa Romeos making recovery drives, both of which are now up into the top 7. Eckhart is in 5th place. He's doing a cracking job actually in the Williams, despite all the battling that he's been involved with since the start. But Eckhart hasn't pitted in this race yet, which explains why he's up as high as he is. I'd imagine he'll be doing a one-stop strategy in this one. We are close to the halfway point of this race, so maybe take these tyres another couple of laps before he puts the hards on. Terades has got past Mason as well on the fresh soft compound tyres. He goes up to 11th spot. We'll go back to the back up of the lead because Big Boss Bells has got the gap down to less than a second. He's using the DRS on the start finish straight. Not close enough to have a go. But he'll be right on Bummer's tail every time he does use the DRS. Sniper Scraze gets penalised again for track limits. 3 seconds it is, taking his total to 6. Wild Dog should be able to get a move done here on Eckhart to put his Alfa Romeo up to 5th. Side by side into turn 1, Wild Dog goes through, no problem. So Eckhart going to go to the outside. The answer is no. Terades posts a new fastest lap, 1 minute 29.8. So he's doing very well on the soft compound tyres so far. He's 1.5 seconds adrift of Sniper Scrace. So Ross Eckott and Ginge fights over 6th place. This is the battle we want to be watching now, as Big Boss Bells is looming in behind the Ferrari. Don't think he's going to be close enough to have a go. He's too far back. He'll use the DRS though. Fragile Tunnel gets penalised for chat limits as well. I'll go to his time at the end of the race. He's 2.5 seconds behind Max at the moment. It won't be too long before Max comes in for another pit stop. Eckott comes in for his first stop of the race, gets the car slowed down to the 80km pit lane speed limit, which it is for the Bahrain International Circuit. And what tyres will he choose to go on? Rosie gets in front of Quick Killer now as well. She goes up into 7th place now. Eckott does go onto the hard tyres. He should go to the end of the race on those now. Mace also in the pits. And Rosie's lost out to Quick Killer again. So Quick Killer was able to fight back. The two nearly going wheel to wheel there. And Rosie had to let Quick Killer through on this occasion. Just determined to fight back though. To the outside Rosie goes. Doesn't quite do it there. Could be in the slipstream of Quick Killer though, although Quick Killer has got the DRS on that back straight to help him stay ahead. Big Boss Bells closing up behind Vamu. As they come down to turn 1, is there going to be a change of position here? The answer is no. Vamu fights him off again. Wild Dog and Ginger up to 5th and 6th now. Wild Dog's got another 11 seconds or so to make up on 4th place Leppy, as Quick Killer comes into the pits for his first stop of the race as well. So he should come out around where Eckott is, because he was the man fighting with him, although he's going on to a set of soft compound tyres, so he's going to go on to a 2-stop strategy here, is Quick Killer. Maybe do a set of the soft compound tyres towards the end. So Eckott goes past. And Quick Killer rejoins in 11th place ahead, a Liverpool fan. Fragile Tunnel into the pits for Hards. Mace and Gainful Odds will go past him, no problem. Leclerc has been lapped now by the leaders. His car is currently controlled by the AI. Gainful Odds is into the pits for his first scheduled stop of the race. He did serve a drive-through penalty earlier on. So Big Boss Bells looking to get in front of Vamu as they approach turn 1, but Vamu has it covered once more, so no problem there from the Ferrari driver. Leppy's close to him, 1.5 seconds of Max in the fight for 3rd place. Now Ginge is looking to get in front of Wild Dog in the battle for 5th. The battle of the teammates at Alfa Romeo. Someone's gone for a spin in sector 2. That'll be the sole surviving rebel of Fragile Tunnel, who rejoins. No damage done. And now the leaders are coming up to lap him. So Leppy right behind Max now. In fact, Max's tyres have just pretty much fallen off the cliff by this point. He'll be suffering vibrations. I think once Leppy's got through, he'll want to be pitting in. Let's go on another set of tyres. And Wild Dog's on for a spin now in the Alfa Romeo. That's another spin there for him. Falls down to 7th place. And he gets another time penalty as well, which takes his total to 9. We're only approaching half race distance. So Leppy all over the back of Max, who runs wide at turn 14, and that allows the Ferrari through. I think Max may as well come into the pits. to get his soft tyres changed, which they are pretty much dead. So the AlphaTauri into the pits. He probably stayed out a bit too long, to be quite honest with you. Rosie should go past him, as will Ginge and Wild Dog as well. So he should rejoin in 7th place. So Max exits the pits behind the Alfa Romeo with a lot of work to do. Quick Killer posts a new fastest up of the race on his fresh softs, a 1 minute 29.1. He's got in front of Eckott now as well, so he's pretty much pulling away from the Williams, who's on the hard compounds. It's been an interesting race so far. Not too many drivers, not too much drama. A very competitive race for the opening round of the season on this F1 2021 game cycle. Well, Max is on medium tyres that are 19 laps fresher than Wild Dog's. So there should be no problem whatsoever. I don't know if he's going to go for a move here into turn 11. Wisely decides not to. Big Boswell still not able to get in front of Vamu, who's maintained the lead since the start of the race. Therese gets penalised for track limits as well. That's 3 seconds for him. There's Leppy in 3rd place at the moment. There's Ginge in 4th. And Max pulling alongside the Alfa Romeo of Ginge as he goes, Wild Dog it is, to go up into 6th place, so no problem for him. Although the Alfa Romeo is going to have DRS for the back straight after turn 3. He's way too out in front now, is Max, so he can just focus on putting some red hot laps and close in on Rosie in the battle for 5th spot. What's the battle for the lead then? Because Vamu and Big Boswell's are nose to tail. Big Boswell's pressurising the Argentinian into a mistake. It's in turn 15 then. Vamu goes defensive. Big Boswell's will have DRS. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Vamu goes to the right. Big Boswell's to the left. Big Boswell's is going to surely take the lead here into turn 1. He does so. So we have our first change of leader of the race. Big Boswell's with the straight line advantage thanks to the DRS has got himself in front and into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Vamu trying to fight back, but he can't do so into turn 4. So Big Boswell's in front at last. Will it remain that way come the checkered flag? There's Therese in 8th. Sniper's Racing 9th with Quick Killer in Eckott. Fragile Tunnel has just been lapped at the moment. He's down in 17th place. So 3 drivers in this race have been lapped so far. Gainful Odds, Leclerc and Fragile Tunnel. And Vamu not quite having the pace to fight back at the moment. He may decide to play the long game at the moment. He's got 13 seconds in hand over Leppy at the moment and another 14 over Jin. So I'm just thinking, if he makes a pit stop now, which he is doing so. So Vamu comes into the pits for his 2nd stop of the race. Oh, he's been penalised for speeding. That's a 5-second time penalty. And someone's had a moment in sector 2. Let's have a look, see who that is. That will be... Is that Rosie's gone for another spin? It is. That's her 2nd spin of the night. She's continued though. We've got a virtual safety car because of the leftover debris. So Rosie has lost her front wing at turn 12, which has prompted the deployment of the virtual safety car. She's going to be able to come in. She needs to slow down to the pit lane speed limit though, which she does so. Terades enters the pit lane too fast. That's a 5-second penalty coming his way. So the VSC's not ended yet. Rosie is in the pits. Both of them rejoin the circuit now. They don't want to go too fast in case the VSC is ending for the pair of them. We're back underway now. No one was penalised for speeding under the virtual safety car. Incident set to 3 there. That ought to be Mazed, who's continued. So Rosie's extra pit stop has left her in 11th spot now. Big Boss Bells continues to lead. Now, the good news for Vamu is that with the virtual safety car, he'll have gained time on Big Boss Bells. So I think Big Boss Bells is going to try and bridge out the gap as much as he can before he decides to make a last pit stop to go onto the softs. I think that's his plan anyway. Vamu will be focusing his job on getting some fast laps in here. I think Lepi's looking to do the same strategy as what Big Boss Bells is doing. So Ferrari are very much in play for a race victory here, no question. There's Ginge in 4th place on the hard compounds. He'll probably be thinking about when he's going to make another pit stop. It may not even do. He may decide to leave it late before coming in for a soft compound and potentially go for the fastest lap if that's his plan. Now I think once Famu gets onto the rear of his teammate, Lepi may decide to let him go through. Doesn't have to, of course, but they are teammates after all. So Vamu, just under 19 seconds off the lead. He really is eating into Big Boss Bells' gap. But remember, he does have that 5-second time penalty. He's just posting a new fastest lap of the race as well. 1 minute 28.8 for the Argentine. Can he really close in on Lepi? So Big Boss Bells from Iran is in the lead. Lepi in second, who is from Hungary. Vamu in third from Argentina. Closest battle we've got out on track at the moment is between Terades and Rosie. Just getting by the Red Bull of Fragile Tunnel, who's lapped. Vamu on fire on this lap. He really is making good use of those mediums. He's got the gap down between himself and Big Boss Bells to 17.7 seconds. So 1:29.0, which is a couple of tenths slower than before, but that's okay. Still a good lap. He really is closing on Lepi without question. And someone's gone for a spin. Is that Rosie again? No, it's not. It's Terades this time. So Terades has gone for a spin. Not for the first time tonight. It's continued anyway. So Big Boss Bells has just lapped the Aston Martin of Mazed. 1.4 seconds to gap now, 1.3 between Lepi and Vamu. Vamu very much closing in on his teammate. Will he have DRS? The answer is yes. So you can see on the bottom of your screen he'll be using the DRS. It's deployed now. And Lepi will give his teammate as much of a tow as he can all the way down the pit straight. Will he let him through into turn one? The answer is yes. He's let him through. That's very good team play there from Ferrari. Lepi lets his teammate go through and go after Big Balls Bowles. There's Quick Killer behind Sniper Strace as well. They fight over 7th position. Quick Killer on the soft, Sniper Strace on the mediums. Vamu's gap between himself and Big Balls Bowles has come down to 14.6 seconds. Big Balls Bowles entering turns 14 and 15. Quick Killer running wide on the exit of turn 10 as he continues to fight with Sniper Strace. Quick Killer doesn't have a time penalty at the moment. Vamu with a new fastest up of the race. That's obviously contributed by the DRS usage he had and the tow he got from his teammate last time around. It's coming out to lap the AlphaTauri of Gainful Odds. Big Balls Bowles is about to put a lap on his teammate Page. That's the 5th driver he's lapped in this race now. And he'll have DRS that he can use as well, which will come in handy. Terades gets another penalty for track limits. He's now got 11 seconds worth. Now Page, believe it or not, has not come into the pits at all yet. She must do soon though. She's managed her tyres very, very well. Now I remember in Singapore last season, she took a set of soft tyres to around about half distance, which was very incredible. She's done very well to manage her tyres throughout this one. She will have to stop at some point. And Quick Killer going head to head with Wild Dog, who's just been overtaken by Sniper Strace. Wild Dog has been on the medium tyres for 27 laps now. Quick Killer has been on his softs for 9. And Quick Killer gets through and up to 7th place. Very good move there from Quick Killer. So Big Balls Bowles won't be pitting in just yet. He will go onto the soft compound tyres, no question. It's just a matter of when he'll be doing that, but he needs to time it well. He'll rejoin behind Vamu, and I think Lepi is going to pit in for the soft compound. And Lepi will be thinking about where he's going to rejoin in regards to himself and Ginge, and Max, and possibly Sniper Strace. Liverpool Fun getting in front of Eckhart to go up into 9th position. It's been a low-key race for Liverpool Fun since the front wing damage they picked up, which forced him into the pits. We're at 2/3 race distance now. Big Balls Bowles in the lead right now, but it's expected he will be pitting again before this race is over. Vamu's second, who is 13 seconds behind him, but has a 5-second time penalty to serve at the end of this race, unless he pits again, of course. And Lepi comes in for his final stop. So let's see what compounder tyre he decides to go on for the remaining 19 laps. Will it be the soft tyre? The answer is yes, which is no surprise. And with them being lighter on fuel at this stage now than they were at the beginning, he will not need to put as much load into the tyre through the corners. So Leppi rejoins in 5th place, ahead of Sniper Scrace. So it's worked out perfectly for him. Max is 5 seconds up the road. Max does have a penalty of 3 seconds, which he'll need to serve at the end of this one. Lilbefan passes Rosie, continuing his charge to put his Mercedes up into 8th position. Rosie's fighting back though. Lilbefan has the high ground. They are going wheel to wheel. And Rosie gets back through again. She has to take a tighter entry into turn 7 though, which is going to allow Lilbefan to get back alongside. Can he get better drive coming out of turn 8? The answer is no, and Rosie's back through again. And Big Boss Bells is in. So Big Boss Bells has just come in for his final stop and lets Vamu go through into the lead. So Big Boss Bells will rejoin in 2nd place. How far is he off the lead, I wonder? He's over 10 seconds off the lead on better tyres though, so there's no question he'll get the gap down. Ginge comes into the pits for soft tyres in the Alfa Romeo. So Ginge rejoins in 7th. Someone's gone off in sector 3. Who is that? It's Therese, who's ripped off his front wing. He must have lost it at turn 12. That's him going into the pits for a new front wing. Vamu's just lapped the McLaren of Page. Therese gets the car slowed down in time. And Eckhart has got through on Lilbefan to put himself up into 8th. He's on good tyres at the moment as well as Eckhart, so he's got a good opportunity to salvage a strong result tonight. Quick Killer all over the back of Sniper Scrace for 5th place now. Doesn't actually need to pass him, as Sniper Scrace is carrying a penalty of 6 seconds, although it's likely that Quick Killer will be in the pits again before this race is over. And Paige is finally in to get rid of those mediums. She's done 39 laps, and now she's going to go onto a set of softs. She's a lap down at the moment in 15th place. Leppi posts a new fastest out, 1 minute 27.7. He's right behind Max now as well as they go through turn 1. Quick Killer pulling alongside the Alpine of Sniper Scrace into turn 1. Is this going to be a change of position? Yes, it is. Quick Killer gets up to 5th place. He's had a brilliant showing tonight. Absolutely on fire. One of the best performances I've seen from him in any Formula Racing League event. Excellent stuff. Lilbefan is in 9th place right now. He's just been overtaken by Ginge, who's on the fresh soft tyres. And Ginge will be all over the back of Rosie very shortly as well. So Leppi all over the back of Max now, as these two fight over 3rd place. Big Boss Bells has got the gap down between himself and Vamu to 7.8 seconds, which would not be enough to see him take the race victory. He's just posting a new fastest up of the race as well, 1 minute 27.5. Leppi exiting the last corner. He's going to have the DRS, and he should go past the AlphaTauri on the start-finish straight. So Leppi gets up to 3rd now. He hasn't got a time penalty to his name, so he's got a free opportunity to close in on Big Boss Bells and Vamu. Quick Killer fending off Sniper Strace on this occasion. Ginger's got past Rosie as well as Liverpool fan comes into the pits for his last stop. He's going to go into a set of softs. And he's out on his way again. So Ginge in front of Rosie for 7th place now. Gap between Vamu and Big Boss Bells is now just under 6 seconds. Big Boss Bells is eaten into Vamu's lead. I think what Vamu may choose to do, to be quite honest with you, is if Big Boss Bells was to get in front, that may prompt Vamu into the pits to try and go for the fastest lap. So Vamu doing all he can. He would win the race as it stands. The gap is 5.7 seconds now on the Delta. Quick Killer and Sniper Strace into the pits at the same time. So Quick Killer and Sniper Strace out on their way, while Dog will go past the pair of them. And Quick Killer and Sniper Strace rejoining 9th and 10th positions. So it's a mad dash to the end now. 5.2 seconds is the gap between Vamu and Big Boss Bells. Leclerc into the pits for Haas. He's at a low-key race tonight, to be quite honest with you. His car is currently controlled by the AI after all. The gap over the line now is 5.2 seconds between Vamu and Big Boss Bells. Now, Vamu's gap over Leppy is currently, just working the times out, is nearly 25 seconds, which is roundabout a pit stop. Now, if the safety car was to come out, that'll prompt Vamu into the pits for a set of softs, and he'll be able to take his penalty under the safety car. The gap is just coming down now to just under 5 seconds, so I wonder what Vamu might be thinking at this moment of time. And Max gets another penalty for track limits. His penalty's gone up to 6 seconds now. Well, Vamu's got no traffic to deal with at this moment of time, so it's just all about doing the best job he can. Although, having said that, well, it's like the gap is not coming down so much now, because Big Boss Bells' tyres will be almost on par to Vamu. So Vamu may decide to just, do you know what, I'm going to stay out there and try and get the win on the road without pitting again. Sniper Strace is right behind Quick Killer as well. Fight over 10th position. Sniper Strace's time penalty is 6 seconds. He wants to get past Quick Killer as soon as he can. Here we go through turns 14 and 15. To the inside. And he should get the move done before turn 1 here. And he is through, no problem. Now, will Quick Killer decide to fight back? His tyre life is the same as the Alpine, so he should be able to get the benefit of DRS to get onto the back of him. But he doesn't do so on this occasion. Stays behind him in 10th place. So the gap between Vamo and Big Boss Bells, 4.9 seconds. It's very much touch and go at the moment. Oh, he's gone off though, and he's been penalised. So Vamo's been given a chat limit penalty, and that should really seal it now. 8 seconds is far too much. This may prompt him to come into the pits to get a new set of tyres on. His chances of the victory are diminishing here now. So Vamo's first victory of the 100% racing league could well be waiting another week. Big Bells is very much on course for his third victory in a row. And what a way to start the season for him. Sniper Spray's getting another time penalty for chat limits. So Vamo cracking under pressure by going off at turns 2 and 3 and getting a chat limit penalty as a result of it. We're staying out for another lap. Someone's gone off in sector 2. That's the Aston Martin of Quick Killer, I think. And he's just lost out to Sniper Spray, so Quick Killer losing even more time. The top 11 all on the same lap. Liverpool fan in 11th position at the moment. Not really playing for anything at the moment, other than the lower end of the points. The top 15 do score points in the 100% Racing Championship in the Formula Racing League. Looks like Fragile Autonomo and Leclerc are going to be missing out on points. Big Buzz Bells has got the gap down now to 4.3 seconds. Vamo must be thinking, you know, I'm probably not going to win this race, but I may as well take a gamble. But the only problem he's got is taking that extra 5 seconds at his pit stop. He'll rejoin behind Leppy. He's going to be on much fresher tyres than him. And Fragile Tunnel is into the pits for a set of softs. Been Mats for the second time tonight. And Sniper Strays gets in front of Eckert on the road to put his Alpine up to 7th. He wouldn't keep that position as it stands, as Eckert's time penalty is 6 seconds less than Eckert. Wild Dog also gets penalised for chat limits. That's 12 seconds. As it stands, that would drop in 2 positions to Quick Killer and Liverpool fan. Trying to get through on Eckert though. And someone's gone off in sector 2. It's Mazed. He's gone off at turn 4, just before turn 5 anyway. It's continued anyhow. Now, will Vamo decide to pit in for a set of softs? The answer is no on this occasion. And Rosie's gone down the order again. She's gone off at turn 7. Must have got caught out on the curbs there, and she's down to 10th place behind Quick Killer. So Rosie not having the best of races tonight. She's had at least 3 spins. And Wild Dog approaching Eckhart now. Both of them moving up position because of Rosie's spin. And we've had only just the 1 retirement tonight. The Seeker Subaru crashed out. That caused the safety car to make its way onto the circuit. As we see Wild Dog make a move on Eckhart to go up to 7th on the road. We're on lap 49, 8 laps to go at the end of this. Will Vamu decide to pit in at the end of this lap? The answer is no on this occasion. To be fair, thinking about it, Big Boss Bells, his tyres may start to fall away by this point now, so he's on, this is 10th lap on the softs. Vamu's been on his mediums for 17, which may see the gap bridge out a little bit, but not enough to see Vamu take the victory, but we'll see. It's going to take a mistake from Big Boss Bells for that to happen. I think the gap is increased by a couple of tenths in that last sector alone, so we'll just keep an eye out on the gap as the race comes to its conclusion. And Wild Dog gets penalised again, that's 15 seconds worth. And he's gone round at turn 1. He's continuing on his way, he's falling behind Rosie. And he's gone round again on the grass. He's continuing on his way, please don't cross the car. He's continuing on anyway. 4.3 seconds is the gap now between Vamu and Big Boss Bells, so Vamu's responded to Big Boss Bells' charge. All Big Boss Bells just needs to do is stay within an 8-second margin. It could well be very much on now, actually. In terms of the battle for the race victory, even though they may not be battling on the road. The man with the fastest lap of the race at the moment is Big Boss Bells, so that'll be 2 points going to his name. 2 points it is for the fastest lap, although I could well be wrong. Someone's gone for a spin in sector 2, it's the Red Bull of Fragile Tunnel. Has he ripped off his front wing? He has. So his miserable race is going to probably end at the end of this. Rosie gets penalised now. That's her first 3 seconds of the race for track limits. As Big Boss Bells continues to close in on the race leader. Gap is 4.6 seconds. Got great drive coming out of turn 1, did Big Boss Bells, so that's going to help him. 6 laps to go. It's been a great effort from Vamu tonight, but it's just not going to be enough for him to win this one outright. Had it not been for speeding in the pit lane, or for his track limits penalty, and his He's really losing a lot of time on this lap. The gap is now down to 3.6 seconds. He's had a horror of a lap. Fragile Tunnel's in the pits. He's just completed the pit stop. And that'll be him out on circuit again. Quick Killer's got in front of Eckhart now for 7th. Lovell Fan looking to get in front of Rosie as well. And he puts his Mercedes up into 9th position. Good move there from Lovell Fan. Terade continues to get penalised as well. That's 9 seconds to his name. In fact, Vamu's used all of his ERS on that last lap. So Eckhart using his ERS once more. Try and get back ahead of Quick Killer. Doesn't do it there. And Ginge, who's got to within 6 seconds of Max. That'll be him going up to 4th place. Sniper Scrace in 6th. He's got a 9-second time penalty, which would drop him behind Quick Killer. Wild Dog gets it another 3 seconds. That's 18 seconds now of time penalty. That'll be going through his time at the end of the event. 3.1 seconds is the gap between Vamu and Big Boss Bells as they continue to wind down the laps. So Big Boss Bells continuing to close in on the Ferrari. You don't need a stopwatch to tell you how close the gap is. Just saw both of them in the same picture. And Vamu getting ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Wild Dog, who is now down a lap. Rosie back ahead of Liverpool Fan, although she won't keep her 9th place. I think Wild Dog has just tried to unmap the Ferrari of Vamu. And now Vamu has the DRS. Let's go down the back straight towards turns 4. And one of the Aston Martins has gone for a spin. It's mazed again. He's currently in 15th place at the moment. Double Fan back ahead of Rosie once more. Rosie continues to go out wide. She gets back on the inside of the Mercedes. Clean racing between the two, and Rosie gets through again. The gap down now to 1.7 seconds between Vamu and Big Boss Bells. With just over 2 laps remaining here. Mays just into the pits. Gets done for speeding. He's a long way ahead of Fragile Tunnel anyway. And Big Boss Bells will be able to use the DRS to close in. Now these drivers are on different laps apart from the leaders. Now Wild Dog needs to move out of the way really, as Big Boss Bells is coming up behind him. He is ghosted. But I think Big Boss Bells would rather see him move out of the way and let him go after Vamu, like he should do. Ginger's got in front of Max now for 4th place on the road. It's been a good recovery drive from him. He's done well on the hard tyres earlier on, before he switched to the softs for the last stint. So Big Boss Bells now all over the back of Vamu, with over 1 lap remaining. Will he go for the move on the road, or will he just wait behind until the checker flag and then the time penalty be applied for Vamu and Big Boss Bells to be confirmed as the race winner? Entering the start-finish straight then, into turn 1 for the last time. DRS open on the McLaren. The Ferrari doesn't have that. Big Boss Bells will go to the outside as they go into turn 1 now. Has Big Boss Bells done it? Not through turn 1. Rosie gets another penalty for chat limits. So her time point's got to 6 seconds. It wouldn't affect her race finishing position as it stands. Big Boss Bells not taking too many risks at the moment. Now Vamu's got 23 seconds in hand over Lepi anyway, so his second place would be safe. We go on the back straight for the last time then. We thought about the move, but thought better of it. They are coming up to turns 12 and 13. Vamu accelerates, but it's Big Boss Bells. It's going to take a brilliant victory to start off the season in style. So Big Boss Bells will take victory here in Bahrain. Vamu crosses the line first, but his time penalty has handed victory to Big Boss Bells. Big Boss Bells wins the Bahrain Grand Prix in Sakhir. Vamu is second with his time penalty. And in third place is going to be the other Ferrari of Lepi. What a drive it's been from him, because he started 10th on the grid and he's kept his car penalty free and out of trouble to come home in a fine third place. Well done to him. Brilliant, brilliant job. Gent is going to come home in a fine 4th for Alfa Romeo. He's not had too much trouble either. So that's him finishing in that position. We'll go to Max next, who will be 5th. Sniper Scrace will drop behind Quick Killer as it stands, because Quick Killer does not have a time penalty like Sniper Scrace. So Quick Killer will be 6th, Sniper Scrace 7th. Eckhots will be 8th. Lubelfan will be 9th, Rosie 10th. Trades a lap down 11th, Pace 12th, Gamefloods 13th, Maze 14th, Wild Dog 15th, Fragile 16th, and Leclerc down a couple of laps in 17th place. But Big Boss Bells is your race winner in Bahrain. A brilliant start to the season for him. His 3rd win in a row in the 100% Racing Series in the Formula Racing League. The drivers on the podium. Big Boss Bell's collecting his winner's trophy. He'll hoping to be collecting more of those this season and be crowned champion by the 16th of October. So it's 1 win out of 1 for Big Boss Bells in Bahrain. So he's the race winner and collecting the fastest lap as well. Famu is second ahead of Leppy. Ginge is fourth ahead of Max. Quick Killer in sixth for Aston Martin. Did very well from 18th on the grid. Nice job from him. Sniper Scray 7th. Eckhart 8th. Liverpool Fun in a disappointing 9th. Rosie in 10th. Therese is 11th. Followed by Page, Gainful Odds, Maze, Wild Dog, Fragile Tunnel and Leclerc. The only driver to not finish was Sika Subaru. As far as I know with the point standings, Big Boss Bells has a 9-point lead, although I will have a look at the point system, whether that's changed or not for the Formula Racing League in the 100% Racing Championship this season. We'll find out soon enough anyway, because we've still got 9 more rounds to go. In case you want to know when the next race will be, it'll be in a week's time at Sao Paulo in Brazil on the 21st of August, 9 p.m. British Summer Time. Don't forget to follow qualifying as well, that's on Friday, 7 p.m. British Summer Time. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.